this is the last step for creating your cam box. Now, I would like for you to actually cut out at least your name on one side, or your name on at least one side. So you have your name and everything on yours. Now, what you do with the other sides is up to you. If you wanted to draw a symbol, I chose a little gear on one side, and then I wrote gears on the other side. If you wanted to cut out like your favorite school logo or some video game logo or anything you really want, when you cut it, just make sure that any spaces that would fall out, you support it, and anything that you draw, just make sure that it's at least 1/16 of an inch thick, so it doesn't break and fall out after you do it. But what I want you to do is I want you to focus on using a stencil text, okay? So what I mean by that is when you create, let's say, your sketch on here, and we go to text, okay? Let's start with just a regular text. So I'm going to write Ruggy, and you want it to be, you can bold it or whatever, but you want it to be big enough that when it cuts out of this, it looks good. So don't just make it really tiny like this and cut a little tiny piece out, because it's not going to look good. So we're going to take this and I'm going to highlight the text. Let's say, I don't know, let's start with 0.5 and we'll go from there. So you have to highlight the text to change the text height. But this is reasonable. I could actually go a lot bigger than this, but here's what I want you to understand. If I cut this, right, I'm going to cut this out of this front piece, and we cut it and we say okay. What I want you to understand, oh wait, did that not go all the way through? It should have. Just make sure that it does, so you can actually see. Yeah, I think it does. Yeah. So when this cuts with this A, this is going to go away. This is going to be gone. This is going to be gone. This is going to be gone. And anything that has a little piece in the middle will go away. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to show you what I mean. So I'm going to create a sketch here. I'm going to project this, this, and this. And I'm going to extrude it. And I'm going to cut it. And this is exactly what's going to happen when you go to do it. It's going to look like this. Now, if you're okay with that, that's fine, but this won't look, it won't look like actual text. It'll look like, something left out. And that's up to you. If you want it to look like that, that's fine. But what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to go into this sketch right here, and I'm going to change this. And Inventor and almost all school, computers have a stencil text that is called Stencil. And when you click on it, it looks like this. You can't really bold this because it makes it, you can see how it's smudged and it doesn't cut. But when you do it, now this is the way it's going to cut out, and this is the way it's going to look. So if I hit that way, now this is the way it's going to look. Now I'm going to show you something else that's really, really cool. So if you don't like this stencil text, this is your only option. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up this, and I want to show you. I typed in Stencil TTF. TTF stands for True Type Font. That's a font that you can bring into your computer and use. So the one that I like to go through, because it's easy to download these, if you go to the Font Squirrel one, works pretty well. Each one of these says download OTF. That one doesn't work. Download OTF. This one with all the dots doesn't work because all those dots will fall away. But let's say you want to use Black Ops. You can go to download TTF, or Boston Traffic. Download TTF. This one doesn't work because it has a bunch of dots on it. Cheddar Gothic. The one that I personally like is, where is it? It is called Lintech. That one's pretty cool. The one I use a lot is, where the heck is it? It is, I think I passed it. It is, oh, it's under S. That's right. Oh, it's not on here. But Octane Stencil, that one works pretty well. So anyway, so watch this. So what I'm going to do is let's take Major Snafu. Maybe this is the one I want. We go to Download TTF. It's going to come down here into a zip folder. I'm going to go Show in Folder. And then you have to actually copy the file out of this zip folder. So I'll show you. This is actually really cool. So I'm going to double click on this. I'm going to take this. And if you right click, see how it doesn't give you any other options? I'm going to say Copy. I'm going to go up. I'm going to right click and go to Paste. And you'll see that it shows up right here, Major Shift TTF. I'm going to right click on it and I'm going to say Install. And then I'm going to go into Inventor. I'm going to go back to my text. Now watch this. This is really cool. I'm going to highlight this text and I'm going to come up here and remember it said Major Snafu. So I'm going to go up here and M-A, Major Snafu. There it is. And I go beep and there it is. And I hit OK and then I hit OK again and there is my stencil text. Okay? If you don't like that one, that's fine. The one that I found that I really like, that I use a lot actually, if you go in, I couldn't find it on that Squirrel Squirrel text, but it's called, where is it? Stencil Gothic. I really like this one a lot. And yeah, and then you can play with the size, you can move it around, whatever you want. And then there's your little text. So I'll show you what mine looks like. I'm just going to delete this. And in the end, I'm going to show you what my end product looks like. So let's go to Unsuppress. Except something happened with these, but whatever. It screwed that up. Why did that screw up? Okay, gears. Okay. I just had to hit OK. Whatever. Anyway, you can see I made a little gear thing here. I wrote gears on the back. And I wrote Iraqi on the front. I would like, I'll say this again, I would like for you to have your name on at least one side. Okay, so you can differentiate yours and you have your little desk thing that you can do. Okay, that's it. Well done.